Hello Gems, Leah from Red Emerald Yoga. Today I'm here doing another unboxing and review of Burn After Writing deck. So let's see, this is based on the best-selling journal, Burn After Writing. And on the box it says 100 questions for exploring your truth and sharing it if you dare. So I'm trying to see who is the creator of this deck. It looks like Caitlin Call and Penguin Random House is the publisher. Teacher Peregrine. I don't know if that's like a branch off of Penguin Random House or what that is, but I'll go ahead and read the back to you. It says, based on the best-selling journal, Burn After Writing, the questions in this deck include fan favorites, as well as never-before-seen prompts to reflect on, answer, and share. Spanning the past, the present, and the future, and organized into 3 levels that get deeper as you progress. These questions will reveal who you really are. Use the deck with trusted friends, in pairs, or for soul reflection. The goal is to get real, if you dare. So I found this on accident. I was actually looking for tarot decks, and I came across this and I thought, oh, okay, let's go for it. So I'm just gonna cut this here. So I did purchase this so I could use these questions like journaling prompts for my clients, and as well as for using with my family and myself. Okay, so this opens like this, just slides out. Okay, I don't know why I thought these cards were going to be smaller. I thought they were going to be a lot smaller. So this is actually kind of cool that it's bigger than I expected. I guess it kind of opens like kind of like a DVD case or something. I don't know. I guess I can store it in my shelf like this, right side up. That's kind of neat. Okay. The goal isn't to win. The goal is to uncover the truth. Let's begin. So it tells you a little bit about, well, not really tells you, it just has examples of the journal, which I never purchased, by the way. And it says, it's time to play a game of truth or dare with yourself and anyone you trust enough to share it with. How does it feel to tell the truth? However you choose to use the prompts in this deck, whether in a group, in a pair, or in private, and whether written down or spoken out loud, strive to speak your truth fearlessly. Take off the mask the outside world requires you to wear, and embrace the pledge of truth and self-knowledge that is unique to Burn After Writing. Sharon Jones. Okay, it says, your own search for the truth is not a game. This card deck is a tool for accessing that truth and can be used however you desire. Here are some ideas to spark your imagination with a trusted group. Select 9 cards per person, 1 from each category: past, present, and future. And intensity level: burn, scorch, torch. Take turns reading the prompts for everyone to answer on paper. For extra heat, gather the responses in a bowl. Take turns reading them aloud and guess who wrote each one. That's not how, ooh, somebody's honking. That's not how I will be using this deck. If I'm using this for myself, for my family, or with clients, it will just be to do journaling with an actual pencil or pen, because research shows that when you're actually writing, hand writing, that it reprograms your brain and it helps you deal with stress and trauma better. So that's why we will be doing that, as opposed to just thinking about it and contemplating on it, meditating on it, or typing it out on a keyboard or a electronic device. So as far as like the 9 cards per person, that may or may not be something that I do. I haven't really looked at this. And then it says one-on-one, select 18 cards at random and write or speak your answers. Pause to feel the sparks of connection as you share your truth. For private reflection, select 10 cards at random and write your responses in a journal or notebook. Alternatively, whisper them by candlelight. How does it feel to tell your truth? What have you left out? And then, okay, so we have quick fire cards. How honestly can you answer? Wild cards and secret cards. Go even deeper if you dare. So I don't really know what to expect from this deck because, like I said, I did not purchase the journal. I just saw it and I thought that it might be interesting. So this is a sticker. So one thing that I do encourage my clients and people that I'm working with, when they do their journaling, I do encourage them to burn it because for one, it's freeing, it's liberating, and for two, you know, you don't have anybody coming around and reading that afterwards. Okay, so let's check out this. I mean, this is not an oracle or a tarot deck, but some of you might use it in that way. So the cutting is pretty smooth, but I can tell from just opening it up out of the package, the cards are starting to smile. There's a little curve going this way. My table is pretty squeaky. Sorry about that. Okay, so yeah, the cards look pretty good on the back. And then because it looks like an old, like a textured journal, cards are not actually textured, it's just printed. But if it does get some little scuffing around the edges, I really don't think that would matter, and I think it would fit with the theme of the deck. It does appear to be slightly off-centered, just a little bit, like there's more on this side than on this side, but maybe it's supposed to be like that, I'm not too sure. Let's give these cards a little sniff test and see what they smell like. They're not bad at all. It's very subtle, but there is an inky smell. I was debating, like, am I going to show all these cards? I guess I will. The font is very small. If you want to follow along with my random ramblings, please leave the volume on. I'm going to be going through these pretty quickly because there are a lot of cards here. If you don't want to listen to my random ramblings or my squeaky table, then please feel free to turn the volume down. These do have a little bit of a sheen to them, so they will pick up a little bit of, okay, no, it's not going to do it, whatever. Come on. It will pick up a little bit of a reflection, but it's really not that bad. Okay, so there's a big jump going from the one match, which was, what was that? Burn, and then the second match is Scorch. So the first one, pretty harmless. It's not like too intense. And jumping into the second match, these questions are, or these prompts are a little bit more intense. So I could see these, we're stammering. I could see these cards being used if you are a blogger, like to kind of like prompt some sort of creative spark in you. If you're kind of coming to a blank. I could see yoga teachers using this for a Dharma talk or for a yoga class theme. I could even see religious leaders like pastors or priests using these cards, kind of like to spark a creative sermon. I could see teachers using these for like journaling, you know, writing prompts. I could see coaches, therapists. I could see that these have a wide range of use. Ooh, the 3. And then we're coming into the quick fire. Oh, did you see that? It was kind of glaring there on this one. So, yeah. And then we go back into the single. These cards are pretty flimsy. This is not a deck that will probably hold up to substantial, heavy shuffling, but if you take care of it, I really don't think that you would have an issue with it. I do wish the font size was larger, or maybe even just a smaller card. I feel like there's a lot of white space. That was probably intentional. I just feel like the font could be bigger. I can see that, okay, I do have good eyes, but for some of you that might be a little bit small. So if you're a tarot reader, an oracle reader, spiritual coach of any kind, and you like to give your clients homework, I could see this deck is coming in handy. I homeschool my son, and so one of the things that I told him while this deck was on order was that we were going to be doing some journaling together, but that it didn't really matter what he wrote because it was going to be burned afterwards, and so he was kind of excited about that. He enjoys writing when he knows it's not going to be read. Kind of just gets to pour his soul out into the page. Sometimes he'll ask me to read it, but other times he won't. I was hoping that some of these questions would be actually a little bit more intense. I think this is a pretty cool deck to have at the beginning of the year. If you are into making New Year's resolutions, I think this would be fun to work with. I do think for the most part, some of these questions are pretty safe. I feel like some of these could be used in group settings. And again, that would be up to you as the facilitator of the group to decide whether this is something that you would want them to vocalize, like to the group, you know? could see these being used in like recovery, addiction recovery groups. Domestic violence groups. I could see these being used for like youth groups. Like I said, I didn't really know what to expect when I ordered this, but I'm kind of surprised. Just kind of like how open it is. I think these would even be good for couples. Either before you get married or even like if you're in like couples therapy, to really get to know each other, make you think, challenge yourselves. Okay, so like I said, these cards are smiling already. It's a very fat deck to handle, and I don't really know if I would want to separate it, or yeah, whatever, we'll just shuffle it. They are thin. If you work with it, you might be able to get it to kind of straighten out, but I don't know how well it'll hold that shape. Okay, so let's see how these cards shuffle. For myself, I'm thinking this might even be a fun deck to edge, but just like as I work through it, you know, work with a card, journal on it, burn it. Well, not the card, but the paper, and then edge that card. And then eventually just watching them all get filled up. I don't know. We'll see. Sometimes I chicken out and I get scared to edge them. So let me try to shuffle it the other way. I don't really think this matters if you get reversals in it or not. It does shuffle. You do have a nice mix of the cards, but I don't know how much I would want to be bending them because they are pretty flimsy. So let's just shuffle these a few more times, and then we'll pick a random card that you can journal, on and burn it. Let's see. Let's give it one more shuffle and see what comes up. Oh, let me shuffle it this way for you too, just so you can see. These are a lot of cards to handle, so you might want to break this up into two. Okay, there you go. So let's see, our random card is this little space card, and it's the future. So the card, if you would like to sample sample journal would be my dream home. So I recommend getting a paper and a pencil or a pen and just setting an audible timer where you cannot see it, just setting your timer and moving it to the side, and then don't stop. Do not stop. Anything that comes into your mind, write it down. Don't worry about punctuation. Don't worry about, is it neat? You know, this is your time to act like a doctor and just make it as messy as you want to. Just scribble, you know, get it on the page, all of your thoughts. Start out with like something like 5 to 10 minutes and just write everything that you can about your dream home, and that's it. So that's the sample. That would be I don't even know if that would be a sample reading. That's just going to be like a sample journal question or prompt. So now we're going to go over my little list of stuff that we are reviewing. Does it have a cohesive theme? I think it does. I think the different backs make it kind of fun. It kind of makes it have like a young, youthful vibe to it. Let's see. The art quality, is it clear, blurry, or muted? I think the art quality is very clear. It's not blurry and nothing is muted. The only thing that I really didn't like was the cardstock is on the thinner side. I felt like it's a lot of card when it's not really necessary. Like maybe they're trying to make it like a blank page, you know, and then there's like you're typing, but I don't know. To me, I think that I would have been happier if this was a lot smaller or if the font was bigger. So I do think I will keep this deck. I kind of like it, and I won't know for sure like how much I like it until I actually sit down and start working with it for a few days. But I think I'm gonna really like it for myself, using it with my son, and also with clients. I will keep it in its box. I do like the box, and let's see how hard this is to open. It opens pretty well. So I will have to, I'll have to make sure that I don't just pick it up like this off my bookshelf and then have it explode everywhere on the floor. That will not be fun. My grandma used to make me play 52 card pickup, and I think this would be even worse. How many cards are in this? Does it say? I think it said. Let me see. How many cards are in this? 100. There are, well, 100 questions. Some of those pages or cards have more than others. So honestly, I'm not going to sit here and count these. I have no idea how many cards are in here, but there are a lot. Okay, so I'll just keep this little insert with it. I'm not sure if I'm going to do anything with this sticker or not, but I'll just leave it here like a little protector for now. Okay. Is this deck for newbies? I think this is a really cool deck if you are new to journaling. I think this might help you get used to it. Yeah, see, this deck opens really easily. So if you store it, I think I might store it this way. So that way when I pull it out, it just doesn't explode everywhere. Okay, who might like it? Anybody who's into journaling, if you're into self-development, if you're a coach of some sort or you work with other people to get them to look inwards, I think this would be a good deck for you. Who might not like it? People who don't like journaling. Somebody who does not want to look at themselves. Yeah. Somebody, also maybe somebody who has bad eyes might not like this deck. If you have difficulty seeing, that might be a little tricky to see. You might have to use your glasses, your contacts, or maybe even a magnifying glass. If you're really rough with your cards, you know, maybe you might not like it, but I mean, it's not like tarot, you know, you could just like pick random cards. It doesn't have to be, you know, it doesn't have to be shuffled so well. I'll leave a link in the description if this is something that caught your eye, if you want to check it out. I'm looking at my list to see if there's anything else that I forgot. Oh, yeah, the feel. Let's see if it's, they didn't really feel that slippery, but let's check that out anyways. It's not super slippery, but they're not grippy either. So, and then fingerprints. I'm not really seeing any fingerprints on these cards. Today's pretty cold and, ooh, I just bent the card. Oops. So yeah, they are flimsy, but it looks like it went away. I'm over here trying to like force a fingerprint on it. Oh no, the dent is still there. So yeah, you will have to be careful with these cards. If you're rough, you may dent them. Okay. What else? All of my other stuff pertains to tarot and oracle, so I'm just gonna skip over all of that. Yeah, so it looks like that's it, short and sweet. So if there's a deck that you would like me to review, please drop it down below in the comments. Thank you for hanging out with me, and I will see you soon. Bye for now, gems.